Hey guys, this is May, and in my channel I like to cover inverted language, which is our communication system related to this symbolic nature of language, decoding it, the zodiac, which is also an implement in this holographic system, as well as I like to also discuss all esoteric symbology, as well as art, creativity, logging into the analog, and all things encompassed there. So I want to do this little video on actually related to the birthday experience, right? That is a ritualistic implemented system here in this holographic construct. We have our solar return annually, do we not? Once a year we have our solar return, right? However, did you ever give any thought to your moon, your lunar return? I don't know if I just made that up, lunar return. I suppose that's the thing. Astrology has something for everything, for every symbol, every sign. There's yes, I'm sure lunar return, right? Which is literally once a month, a month. And we discussed this on Moon Day, Monday, right? Hopefully you can see the connection in the word Monday, which is moon. We know that this is the day of the moon, right? We know that each day of the week is related to a different luminary. Martes, Tuesday, Mars, Wednesday, Miércoles, Thursday, Viernes, and I say it in Spanish because you can some of the days of the week you could see better in the Spanish language, actually. Like I said, Mercury, Miércoles, right? So anyway, and yesterday ironically was Palm Sunday. Palm Sunday. Isn't that interesting? I just find it interesting is the palm is a reflection, is connected to essentially the solar plexus, which is Leo, the heart, the lion, the sun, right? That's your left hand. Anyway, lunar return, your monthly lunar return, you can find just by looking at the cycle of the moon, right, in any given month. Like right now, the moon is at the 12th degree of Virgo. So let's say you are Virgo, and on your birthday, your solar return, your sun birthday, you are born orbed into this matrix. Let's say you would be around I don't know, whatever the degree is. It would be we're nearing the end of September, right? I'm talking the sun birthday. And when the moon conjuncts or transits your sun. So let's say it's on the 18th degree of Virgo is when you were born, when you were orbed into this place. That is your solar birthday. So then the moon transits that spot of your sun birthday. Okay, Berth, as the moon is related to water, and we know this is a very we are in a maritime based water system, water matter matrix, right? Okay, so anyway, so let's say this evening it's on the, let's just say the 18th degree of Virgo. Well, then that's your sun, the moon is transiting it, that's your lunar return. Let's say you are a Scorpio or a Sagittarius. That will be in the next few days that the moon is transiting your birth, what they call the natal, your natal chart. Let's say the moon is transiting that the next 2 days. Well, you've got your moon day, your birth moon, your lunar return. That is every month, once a month, right? So isn't that interesting, as we have a full moon once a month, and we're heading into that. Seems like yesterday we were in the last one. And from what I can tell, each full moon brings a sort of reset. Okay, things are shifted slightly in each full moon. The moon is some sort of recycling center connected to the zodiac in our loop-based system. And this is why there are so many deaths and births and lunacy shifts in the full moon period. Okay, so having said that, we experience the full moon, but you also have your moon, each month you have your birth date each month. So I'm saying, why not? I mean, look, listen, I do the best I can to try to encourage and inspire you getting back into creativity in an analog sense, reverting to the analog, retreating to the past, in an effort to go forward with consciousness and activate and raise our consciousness. But listen, you need to entertain yourself in this place. Okay? You are here, we are here having this experience. We orbed into this experience, which is a computer type experience, a file-based system, and that's all that it is. So what do you need to help revitalize you, for reinvention, for rebirth, for renaissance? And now is the time, as spring, we are entering spring. So this is the time to reinvent, to create, to emanate all that is coming from the spirit, which is electromagnetic waves, which is radiating from the soul-based consciousness. As this is the time of the sun. This is the time of the sun, and of course there's the moon, which we experience once a month. But why not? My point here is, why not look at your lunar return? Have a little celebration as far as that's concerned, because it is a transit. The moon each month will transit your sun house, the house in which you were born, your solar date, the sun. The moon will transit the sun once a month. And we know the sun is only once a year, but how ritualistic is that? And how, just think about that. Only once a year do you get to celebrate your entrance into this existence, right? Once a year. But why not, on the side, just figure out your moon time, your transit, and that is a time where you can feel a little rebirth and enlightenment. It's a personal reset. And you can find that out. You can goggle you can goggle that, and you can research that, and you can find out your time. Could be right now, could be in the next few days, and then that's a double if it's on a full moon. Wow. So it's a time to take out the notebook, do illustrative journaling, as I like to call it, drawing, writing, pen to paper. The reason why I stress the need for us to go back to pen to paper is that it's actually creating and illustrating something in the very soul human connection through your hand that can't be emulated or experienced in the digital system. So, in other words, it keeps you in a more connective, activated state of consciousness. It's how you channel. It's like automatic writing. You will find if you just start writing and writing and writing, it becomes a sort of channeling. And that is that higher you, that outer self, the invisible self, radiating all around you and emanating all around you, projected from the EYE, from the I. And that is when you're hooked into that and activated into that, that transpires essentially through the pen, through pencils, through only methods of creativity in a very analog sense, not digital. We cannot create this. Now you could say, well, I could do graphic design and things on the computer. Okay, but that is still latching on to the technology, the air-based system, which is not the same as creating it on your own in a very human, soul-based sense as a pen and paper. And as far as I can tell, it's one reason why they don't really, like, I don't even know that they're teaching children at this time script and writing. I don't think that they are. Everything, can you imagine these kids with pens these days? You lose it. It's like a language. You lose the ability to write properly. And drawing is another element of that. And I will add some videos soon, actually, on painting and drawing as well, as to encourage and inspire you. I can't live without writing, reading, drawing, and painting. It's in my manuscript. It's in my script. I don't feel. I find it puts you in a if you don't listen to these, it puts you in a dark place. It puts you in a version of yourself that is really not, and it's really inhibited, and it's you're not allowing your soul to breathe, to stretch. The soul needs to stretch. The soul needs. That's why we're having this experience. Is for the outer soul, and we're attached to this like a magnet to the digital, and we should use it to our advantage. It's the only way that I can speak to you, so I don't take it for granted in that sense. However, we've got to move away and fill up the notebooks, fill up the sketch pads, fill up the photo albums with real photos. I'm happy to show you examples of this to encourage you. Some people need that. As this system, we are so pulled down into this hole with the black mirror magnetic force, the lower dimensional forces. We are pulled down. And sometimes we just need a hand, right? And a little bit of encouragement and inspiration. And that's one thing that's one good thing about the internet, right? Is that we can find like minds who also are activating the outer soul and layers of consciousness, which is essentially, it's the cosmic messages that we receive, but we cannot receive without creativity, without emanating from the EYE, real experience, with the left hand free of the black mirror, the left hand free and mobile, right? That is connected to the heart, to the lion, to the solar plexus, and radiates up through the spinal cord, which is Jacob's ladder, through the pineal, and bursting out, connecting and activating to the higher self, the higher state of consciousness, which is a nirvana. It's a nirvana. It's endorphins. It's amazing when we connect to this, but you can't do it without creating. without meditating, without deep thought. And you will find when you are creating, when you are drawing, painting, writing, gardening, you reach a sort of meditative state, really, really in a deep reverie that you cannot experience. It can't be experienced digitally, right? So I did go off a little bit. The main topic was, I always have so much to say to you guys, and the main topic was, you have a birthday each month, you have a little birthday, and this is a time for reinvention. Maybe on that particular day, you you can tell people they're gonna Lord knows, the NPCs can't handle all these stretches of imagination. They're too limited in their programming, right? So why not? Tell someone, don't tell someone, whatever. But it's a time for reinvention. It's a day or two out of the month when it's in your little cycle, right? And maybe even better, maybe it'll occur on the day that you were born. I was born on the day of Mars, on Tuesday. Maybe you were born on the day of Mercury. Maybe you're a great communicator. Maybe you were born on Thor's day. In other words, maybe you're born on Saturn day, which Saturn is air, maybe fly a kite. I'm just saying, you must entertain yourself in this place. Am I not correct? We must be entertained. Netflix isn't going to do it. That's mind. That's when you are comfortably numb. That's mind numbing. That's hypnosis on the deepest level. That's the blue light special. I don't know if you guys remember when you were kids in Kmart, they had the blue light special. So that's when we are hypnotized, but in a very delta wave sort of sense, right? And that's near sleep, and we want to be at a higher wavelength, right? We want to be a higher, and I believe that's gamma. And then, ironically, alpha beta, look at the word alpha beta, right? Those are waves. Everything is magnetic waves in this place. It's how you're experiencing this material plane. So, anyway, I didn't want to get off on that. I just wanted to tell you that you should celebrate once a month your Moonth Day. And I would love in the comments if for anyone, YouTube has me heavily restricted. So the few of you that are able to see me and find me, that's fine. I don't care, and I love to see your comments. So it's an exchange here. It's not just a talking head, And that's what I think, as far as AI, which is just an I that's always been here and created this whole system. As far as AI, I think that this is good. The pendulum will swing as we crave more actually real human. There's so many AI videos now where men with British accents are telling you about the whole basis of the Matrix, and they're screaming in capital letters, and I can't, with 1 million views, no, I can't do that. So we miss and we crave the actual analog, the actual human, in the best way that we can receive that with our antenna receivers, which is consciousness. We must receive that, digitally. I come to you from New Orleans or wherever I am, and the thing is I couldn't do this remotely. The only way to do this is remotely, right? So we must encourage and inspire and engage with one another, and to remind us that when we are out amongst the sea of fools and NPCs and the backdrop characters who uphold this holographic video game system, we want to link on, and we want to log into the analog and with the real human, discussing the soul-based experience, right? And I will stop there. So I would love to see your comments, what you think about the lunar return, if you feel it's worthy of a little recognition. In my opinion, it is. So I will stop there, and I've got more videos coming soon. I'm setting up a studio, and I would love to engage with some of you and show you some art, create some art that I've never done digitally, but I've had an art gallery actually in the French Quarter of New Orleans. Hey, May, you're getting sidetracked. Wake me up when this is over. Okay, I'll stop now. I did this long enough. Okay. So anyway, I just I did have an art gallery, and I have an artelier, and I would love to share that with you, along with more zodiac-based videos coming soon. Okay, what's your lunar return? Signing off. Thanks for listening.